Hi, our company is Frolipop. We are here today to present an amazing investment opportunity in the food truck industry. We specialize in healthy and customizable treats. Our goal is to operate through food trucks and sell franchises in the future. Divya will be talking about our company, while Panchaya will be talking about the proof of concept, and Brandon will be talking about the franchising opportunity. Frolipop is a quick and healthy way to enjoy your treats on the go.
Our product is centered around the idea of an organic treat on a stick. We plan on making and selling frozen yogurt pops and other organic seasonal treats with customizable toppings. Our wow factor comes from the fact that we plan to make these ice pops using liquid nitrogen right in front of the customer. Liquid nitrogen helps make the pops creamier and the environment greener. One of the potential pitfalls in this business is seasonal variability in sales. We avoid this by selling products that are suitable not just for summer but the winter too. We test a few of our offerings by introducing them in the market as icy and cozy pops. Icy pops include fresh juice pops, frozen yogurt pops, and similar treats. Cozy pops include warm options such as hot waffle on a stick, chocolate fondue pop, etc. In the future, we're planning on expanding our offerings to include options like protein shake pops for the gym goers and puppy pops for the furry friends. On top of our regular offerings, we plan on providing our services for catering, special events as additional sources of revenue. These include exclusive options like cocktail pops, champagne pops for celebrations, and beer or wine pops. We believe that selling these grown up pops helps us differentiate ourselves as an ice pop company with a wide range of products between exclusive premium and everyday affordable. Here's some research on the food truck market. The industry has been growing at a rate of about 9% every year. The market is still in the growing phase, and considering that the dessert market share is only about 9%, there's lots of room for us to establish ourselves. Also, there has been a growing demand for healthy alternatives in the food truck sector, and as long as the urban population grows, we expect an increase in our potential customers. We're planning to start off in the South Bay region since San Francisco is oversaturated with food trucks, whereas South Bay offers a relatively less exploited market, less expensive licensing, and growing urban population. Specifically, we would set up our trucks outside gyms, in parks, corporate lots, etc. Our target customer includes students, parents, and office goers. But Frolipop is appealing to anyone who has an on the go lifestyle and wants to make healthy choices without breaking the bank.
Here is what our sales funnel going to look like. Starting from the top, we'll generate brand awareness through leveraging social media channels such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The second step is to generate interest. We will do so by participating in a lot of food truck events such as Off the Grid and Movable Feast. This will help keep our brand stay on top of the consumer's minds. The third step is purchase. To entice buying decision, we'll be introducing flash deals such as buy one get one free and also check-in offers via Facebook or Yelp. Lastly, the most important step is to maintain a loyal customer base. We will provide a loyalty card to encourage repeat purchases and launch occasional secret or seasonal flavors to keep people engaged. In addition to our marketing efforts, we will rely on these customers to help expand our network through word of mouth, whether it is Yelp reviews or social media sharing. And here is our revenue plan. As you can see from our menu, the product mix is divided into two main categories, where total sales is comprised of 58% popsicles and 24% beverages. For simplicity of the revenue plan, we projected our numbers based on the average selling price of each product line. With 4.1% year-over-year growth, we plan to generate about $233,000 in 2016 and $243,000 in the following year. In terms of daily unit sales, this converts to about 79 popsicles and 57 beverages in 2016 and 82 popsicles and 60 beverages in 2017. Moving on to operating costs. The total capital required of approximately $110,000 is the minimum amount needed for Frolipop to launch. The reason the vehicle budget is so substantial at almost 90% of the total capital expenditure is primarily because we believe a new state-of-the-art truck with high-quality components is visually the look we need to set our truck apart from other generic food trucks in the market. Items in the equipment budget include a yogurt machine, popsicle molds, liquid nitrogen storage containers, and a high-quality espresso machine. Now, I want to take a quick look at the effects of cost of goods sold on our cash basis rolling. Note that popsicle cost of goods sold include liquid nitrogen, fruits, and other toppings, while beverage cost of goods sold include water bottles, coffee beans, and milk. As we begin to achieve economies of scale, our cost of goods sold for both product line will eventually reduce to less than $1.45 per popsicle and less than 30 cents per beverage. For personnel costs, employees will rotate their shifts such that there will be 2 part-time employees working in the truck at all times. With a wage rate of $12 per hour, for 2 employees working 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, the total scheduled hours is 112 hours per week. Therefore, our monthly burn rate is equal to $5,840 per month, which adds up to around $70,000 a year. For team responsibilities, as I mentioned earlier, the part-time employees will be responsible for serving customers on a day-to-day basis. On the other hand, founders' responsibilities include scheduling truck locations, managing inventory needs, planning and executing marketing promotions, analyzing market trends, and handling budgets and reports. Lastly, based on our market research, there will likely be some seasonality in the popsicle business. As a result, they have been incorporated into our model as seen here. Demand is highest in the warmer months and lowest in the colder months of the year. To minimize any drop in sales, we diversified our product offerings to include not just cold, but also warm items such as cozy pops and a variety of other hot drinks. As noted earlier, to launch the Frolipop business, we would need a minimum amount of approximately $110,000. During our first month, we're projecting to have a cash deficiency of a couple of $100s. By the end of our second month, we would have a positive cash balance after repaying our line of credit balance from the first month. Thereafter, we are confident in our projected demand forecast and anticipate having positive ending cash balance for the remainder of our first year in operation. Presented is a summary of our projected results in a contribution format. Our variable costs include cost of goods sold for popsicles and beverages, as well as variable overhead on gas, cups, and napkins, and popsicle sticks. Fixed costs include hourly employee salaries in addition to our straight-line depreciation expense over a 3-year period. Net operating income is projected to be higher in our second year once we establish a presence in the market. As you can see, our contribution margin will be sufficient to cover fixed operating costs and exceed our break-even point once we generate over $13,000 in revenue. Based on our actual projections, we'll be able to meet and surpass this break-even point within our second month. This also ensures a growing margin of safety as we continue to ramp up sales and grow the business. Now that you have a clear understanding of Frolipop's business and our financials, we hope you see what a promising investment our business will be. That said, we're seeking a $110,000 investment to cover up our startup expenses for the first year of operation. These expenses will include equipment costs, product inventory, recipe development, and vehicle costs. Rest assured that our business will begin adding back value to your investment within 2 years. Here, we're using the payback method to demonstrate to you how quickly our business can recover its initial cost. According to our demand estimates, we reached this point as early as the 18th month of operation.
And moving on to the future outlook. So once the Frolipop food truck has really gained traction in the market and we've really proven that concept, we plan to expand rapidly through franchising. Now, what's going to set us apart is that it's going to be very easy and relatively inexpensive to join the Frolipop franchise, as it's only going to cost $120,000 to participate, and the minimum liquidity requirement is $150,000. With the franchisees projected to be paid back within the second year of operating, we think that this is going to be very attractive and the way to really grow the Frolipop business. So as you can see now, this is a graphical representation of the volume and growth of the franchising part of the business. During our first year franchising, we're anticipating on signing on average of 2 contracts per quarter for the first year. And for the second year, we are projected to have a healthy and steady growth of an increase in the franchise partnership agreements. And we are projected to ultimately peak in the third year of franchising. Presented now are the operating cost assumptions for the first 3 years of franchising. You can see the franchisee training expenses. We have variable overhead, marketing and advertising, and we have rent expense for the new headquarters. In addition to these expenses, we have key executive salaries such as the founder salary, director of finance salary, director of marketing salary, and the senior manager of training and development salary. We also have included on an as-needed basis a food consultant salary, and that's just for to stay up on different flavor trends and to innovate into new flavor product offerings. The total operating expenses for the first year of franchising are anticipated to exceed our gross revenue, coming in at 116% of gross revenue. During the second year, the total operating expenses are anticipated on being 78% of gross revenue, and for the third year of franchising, the total operating expenses are anticipated to come in at approximately 39% of gross revenue. Presented now is the contribution margin, and during our first year franchising, we anticipate a net loss of approximately $50,000, and that's due to the hiring of the executive team and their salaries. However, during our second year of franchising, we anticipate to have a net operating income of $163,000, and in the third year, we're projected to hit $1.2 million. So now presented is kind of a timeline or a summary of the whole 5-year plan. During the first 2 years, we're really going to be testing the market and really seeing what's really selling and what's working and what there's demand for. And once we really gain traction and credibility in the market, then we're going to move on to the franchising for the third year to the 5th year. And we believe that, again, one of the keys to success is really the training of the franchisors and also the executive team. So as far as an exit strategy, we find that the most profitable ways to exit would be to either merge or partner with one of the leading dessert and frozen yogurt companies out there. We don't believe that an IPO is really feasible for the amount of revenue we're going to be generating. Another option would be to really pursue a strategic private buyer or public buyer to sell minority or majority ownership stakes in the company. As far as a plan B strategy, it's to really focus on the most profitable food trucks in the most profitable regions and really focus on what's selling, and that'd be a plan B strategy. Also, another plan B strategy would be to downsize to food carts. Another option would be to find the most profitable regions and find a stationary location for the food truck and have the food truck stand as a standalone location. And that way we would also be able to bypass some of the alcoholic restriction laws and thereby selling alcoholic Frolipops.
As you can see, Frolipop is a unique and rewarding investment opportunity. With a promising future in a high-demand, high-growth market, our projected business and financial plan ensures a solid and quick return on your initial investment. Paired with numerous opportunities for growth and expansion, Frolipop is a clear win for investors. Thank you for your time and consideration. We look forward to partnering with you.